boy. It's time to introduce you to everyone. These are our sweet goats. Here we have Suki. She's a super sweet girl. And here's Spades. Super sweet boy. We got these awesome guys from a friend of ours from our homeschool group who their family shows goats for 4-H, and they were looking to downsize so that they could keep some babies this year. And so they so graciously allowed us to take these guys in, and man, are they just the sweetest goats. They're so gentle. They love the boys. They always come to say hello. And they've just been great. They've been so fun. Goats have been something that we've wanted for a long time and haven't been able to do that because we've been in the city. We're so excited to add these guys to our little homestead here. They're going to be a part of our rotational grazing plan. We've also added a few other animals to the homestead this spring. We've got ourselves a few cutie little ducklings. We've also got some new chickens and some new chicks.
Try to get the trophy while I'm chilling.
But I'm just loving it. I'm loving all the animals. I'm loving just being able to watch them. We always have a couple seats set up right by the goat pen so we can sit and watch them if we're not inside the fence hanging out with them. But they've been fun. The boys love them. We all love them. Here comes Suki. Hey girl. Hi. She's just the best. Look at her.
You like our mic setup? Well, things are happening here. Things are always happening here. But I think it's just really, really slow. And that's kind of difficult. Even though it's nice out, it's really, spring is coming along nicely now. Things still go really slow. We still don't have electricity. Yard management has been a frustrating thing. I have 2 riding mowers that I just can't keep running, or I can't get to run, so that's been fun. I have a weed whacker with a battery that doesn't want to work, and a push mower that doesn't want to work, and all of those things worked before getting them here. So,
and we want to get a tractor, but a tractor is just very expensive and not really in our budget right now. If we can manage it without a tractor and focus our money and our budget on the house, that's what we need to do. So
yeah, it's tough. You try to save money on one end and it ends up creating more work. When we came here and looked at the property, everything was overgrown. And the amount of work that it took to get all this cleared out, we don't want it to go back to that. So, we're trying to figure out ways to get through that. And, it just is what it is. For those of you that have property, for those of you that are going on this adventure too, or have been on this adventure, you just got to do what you got to do and you figure it out. And it's not like we didn't know what we were walking into. It's just things that come up that either you don't think about, or things that just keep happening that are out of your control. And you just got to surrender that to the Lord and trust that, it's going to happen.
I would say, the biggest struggle for me has been, I guess, like you said, it's just been slow. I thought I was being generous about my idea of timeline. I thought we would have more done on the house by now. and we just don't. And so for me, we're back and forth between the property and between where we're staying, and it's difficult for me to kind of find a good rhythm for our family. And it's good when we're here because I'm able to cook, I'm able to work here with the boys. They're able to play and run around and have fun. But then we're off to the next place and then back and forth. And that's how it is, and it's good. I'm glad that we have both of these places that we can be. But at the same time, it's just been difficult for me to feel settled. And when I don't feel settled, then it's hard for me to care for my family, or at least feel like I'm caring for my family in the best way possible. I don't think anybody's deprived of anything right now. No. So I need to remember that, we're taken care of. But what's been maybe the biggest struggle that you are having?
Probably time management, and not that I feel like I'm being lazy in that regard, but I'm growing my woodworking business. I have projects that have continuously come in, which is good, but I'm trying to balance that with A, spending time with my family, and B, working and managing the property. A lot of things are kind of dependent on each other. Obviously, a lot of things, the majority of the things are dependent on electricity. I think that's probably one of the biggest setbacks in us not being out here more full time, is not having electricity to hook the camper up to, so that our refrigerator can be hooked up, not having plumbing hooked up because we don't have the well running 24/7 and things like that. So, certain things are dependent on other things getting done first, and those things are dependent on other things getting done. So it's just kind of this cycle, which makes sense, but those are things that you can't really foresee, I guess, when you're making a timeline. It's good to have a timeline. It's good to have goals. And for me, it's just been hard to meet those goals and to get us where we want to be.
On Sunday, I was just having a really hard day, not just with the property, but just in general. And I don't remember what Pastor said, but I just remember thinking and having this image of God as Father, which as a Christian, that's a very common thing to say or to hear or to know. But I was just thinking about my dad growing up, and even now, as we're adults, I have a great dad who loves our family and would do anything that he could to help us. Him and my mom, and even your parents, have stretched out their hand many times for us as we've been on different journeys. They have been a huge support to us. But there are limits to that as well. They can't and won't do everything for us, and we don't want them to. Then I was thinking of God like that. God wants to provide for us and take care of us, and he's not a human father, so he's able to do that in a way that's beyond what we can understand or imagine. And it doesn't make the right now any easier, but knowing and trusting that he can and that he will is a good reminder. And it's funny because I was thinking about this earlier, and I feel like I'm reminding myself of the Israelites in the wilderness and how God provides something really good for them, and then soon after they begin to complain again. I don't think that we complain, really. I think that we just have these internal struggles and just these weights that come upon us. But I don't want to forget what he's already done. There's so many things that he's already done. The way that this property came to us after so long, and just praying and trusting God, if this is what you want, then give it to us. If not, then let it fall through. And it came through. And the people that have been helping us and giving us things, and the way that we've been able to save money so far. We have a budget. It's a very small budget, and we know that the only way that this is going to happen is if God provides. It's hard. It's hard to trust that sometimes, but we've seen him do it so many times in our life together that it's silly not to have confidence in that and joy in that.
I think, not that this is an encouraging thing really, but I started recognizing that I really don't like talking to people anymore about how things are going here because it feels like we're at such a standstill. when people ask, and people are often really excited to ask where we're at with things. And so they'll ask, oh, how's the house going? Or how's the property going? Or how are things going out there? And a lot of the times I'm just like, it's going. Because I don't really know how to get into it. It's not really like I can just spend a half an hour just talking about everything that's going on, but also like I just don't feel that encouraged by the progress that's been made. And that's not anybody's fault. If anybody, it's my fault. But like you said, so much has happened, and God is doing so many things, and it's so easy to just get our eyes off of that and to be worn down instead of just continuously trusting in Him that He's going to supply all we need. And sometimes that comes in the form of money. Sometimes that comes in the form of things. It also comes in the form of, what I need for the day to get the things done that I need to get done. So like the energy, the focus, the courage to go do a certain task or a certain job. But we've also been really fortunate that we haven't had really any naysayers. So many people, friends and family, have just been really excited and encouraging about what we're doing, which I feel like, given our situation, could be easy for anybody to just look at this and tell us that we're crazy, which we are. We definitely are. So we've been really blessed there, just having family and friends that want to help do work out here, want to bless us by letting us use, borrow, or have this, that, or whatever that they have available. And that's what the church is supposed to be and to do. And that's what we hope to be. And I believe we have been this in many ways to other people. And I hope to continue to be that. Especially as we get this property more developed, is to use this for people to come out. But we have this property that God has given us, and we want to be hospitable with it. And the joy that people have in coming out here and just having fun and experiencing the peace that comes with being out here is what this was intentionally about. I mean, primarily for our family, but also to be able to share that with others. So that's an encouraging thing, and that's what I want to try to keep my sights on whenever I feel discouraged about not feeling like we're where we want to be. So
we want to give a huge thank you to everyone who's been watching our videos, who's been liking, subscribing, and commenting. We hope that you will continue to follow along on our journey as we continue making these videos. And if this is your first time visiting our channel, we hope that you'll like and subscribe, and we're looking forward to seeing y'all on the next one.